Hello, today is August 15th, 2019, and I'm here with the 5 things that I'm grateful for today. And the first thing that I wanted to start off with is just, which I mention this one a lot, but my body. I'm so thankful for my body. Just all it does for me without me even having to ask it to do anything, or like just keeping me going throughout the day. It really just holds my soul, and I'm just feeling like extremely grateful for it. I don't know. It feels like This sounds really weird, but it feels like I like married my body this week. Like came into union with my physical self. I don't know. It was really weird. It's like I'm seeing it kind of like my soul, like my light. I'm seeing like my light meeting my dark, and instead of them like clashing, it like they like, sorry, I'm just like seeing a picture right at 111. I said that. It was like they were like weaving like a web kind of together. It was so weird. It was like, yeah, it was like the spiritual, so like the light meeting the tangible, the physical, but like on a deeper level, like on a like an energetic cellular level. I could feel my cellular, like it was like they were merging, like what was the cellular data and information that is meant to help me move forward merged with the new cellular pathways that I've created with my new thoughts and my new belief system, and whatever wasn't being taken with was released. And I released this through emotion, and I watched as the emotions arose, and I released identities. I released like I would see images of my past, the ones that were fading. I would see them, and then I had an emotional release, and the emotional release was to the attachment of these things from my past. So it was very, very fascinating, and it's cool to see how they're showing it to me now. To see how, like, because what for me is like I sense it, and then my guides show me or give me, yeah, like pictures. They're showing me, they're trying to show me to explain what I'm feeling. So they're showing me what my emotional healing is actually doing for my like cellular memory. And this is so cool what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning from Spirit, is that like we have cellular memory. And so those every feeling that we experience through our senses, that means touch, everything we see, everything we hear, everything we feel, everything we taste, it's all stored in our cells. And then we carry them around with us. And so when we don't address them, then we store them, and then they grow bigger and they grow bigger. And this also is the sense of like you gain weight because you feed the cell too. Like especially a lot of sugar. Sugar feeds cells, and that's also, and we use sugar to comfort ourselves. So a lot of people that repress like sadness or repress a lot of emotion, they tend to go to sugar for sugary things to comfort themselves, as a way to get comfort, to stimulate the feeling of comfort, the centers in your brain that you would get from like a mother. It's the same thing, or like from a lover, or from like an intimate partnership. Instead of getting those, instead of allowing yourself to be intimate, allowing yourself to express your emotions and be vulnerable out of fear of rejection, like you isolate yourself, and then you look to like food or like substances as a way to stimulate that same center in your brain and give you the reaction, like the comfort. And then so like then outwardly that reflects as like you gain weight. But what sugar also does, even if it doesn't affect you like weight gain wise, it affects your, like sugar feeds like cancer cells and disease cells. So for example, if you smoke cigarettes and you are addicted to sugar, the cancer can be caused by the chemicals created from the cigarettes, and then you feed that with the sugar by what you choose to put in your body, by like food. And this creates disease in your bodies. So that's why I'm so thankful for my body, because of like I was saying, the cellular memory, by healing those little things. And what I mean by that is like a cellular memory can be like a vision that we have, and then with that vision comes like an emotion that was stored with that memory, and then recognizing that emotion that emotion that you're experiencing now is stemming from something that was happening then. So getting to the point, like, I'm just thankful for my body, because I'm thankful for my emotions. That's the second thing I'm thankful for, is my emotions, because being able to use my emotions to tell me like, okay, so either my emotions are showing me something that like I'm experiencing now, or my emotions, like let's say I have an emotion that I don't necessarily like to experience, like anger or frustration or unworthiness or whatever that is, like sadness or regret, and being able to see that emotion that's being triggered, or that emotion that I'm feeling now, and being able to be so aware of my emotions that knowing that it's not coming from anything that's happening right now, and it's not anything that's happening like to me, but it's happening as a way to signal to me, release this, please, let go of this, please, help me, please, my body's asking me, please let go of this, it's weighing me down because I'm trying to ascend, so can you please address this emotion, address this memory that's tied to this emotion, address the attachment that's attached to this emotion, and let this go. And it's just like your body's like, it's like a friend, like saying, hey, can you look at this, like, here. And so it's like taking a look at this, and so that you can release it, so you can recognize that. And then it's like you free yourself energetically. So the third thing I'm grateful for is running, which I've also mentioned before, but it is like my outlet. It is, oh my gosh, nothing gets me out of my head more, especially, and out of my emotions, or balances my emotions, because you can't get out of your emotions, gets out of my head and balances my emotions, like running and using positive affirmations. So I'm so grateful for that too, is positive affirmations, because oh my gosh, I was like killing it up this like up this hill today, and it was hot and I was sweaty, and I was like almost done with my run, so I had already been like kind of like wanting to give up already, but I pushed through, and I just kept like yelling like, I am free, and I just felt my body get lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter, and I was just like, woohoo, like so excited. I was like, yes, it was so nice, and I could just feel myself like freeing myself from generational like patterns. Like, it was weird because I can feel it in my root chakra. When I go running, I feel the energy exiting my root chakra. It's so weird, because that's where you feel stable, that's where you feel secure, that's where you feel provided for, and that's where you feel like stable, and your energy feels stable. And so yeah, and when that chakra is imbalanced, we feel very like insecure, we feel very like fearful, we don't feel safe, we feel like, yeah, we just have a lot of anxiety, we believe there's not enough, we believe that we're not enough, and so yeah, and it's in that chakra that we create those diseases, and we create addictions to not deal with our emotions. So yeah, that's just another thing that I'm grateful for. But also, as I was running, I was seeing this really cool vision, which also makes sense with the image I was being shown earlier about like the cells kind of merging and like weaving together. But excuse me, I saw myself as a victim, because I was thinking about all the okay, so the fourth thing I'm grateful for are relationships. The relationships in my life, every single person, like, and I'm not just talking about like my family, I'm not talking about like intimate relationships, I'm talking about every single person I've encountered, every person that I've had a conversation with, everybody. I look at them to see what I'm learning from them, and I was just thinking about all the times I've been a victim, and all the times I've looked at a woman and saw that she was like, that she felt like a victim, and seeing it within myself, and seeing that I too was like very cold and very, I played the victim because it's the only thing I knew how to. It was a learned behavior that I learned from my mother, and from society. Like, a lot of women are like, and you just see it in our, like I was talking about, the subconscious is also huge. That's the fifth thing that I'm thankful for, is the subconscious. I love the subconscious. It's beautiful. I love it. Oh, I love the subconscious. But anyway, I was feeling like a victim, and I saw myself trapped in this web, And not only from like, okay, so I have like, I'm experiencing like like a divine partnership, a spiritual contract, a spiritual relationship, a spiritual partnership, whatever you want to call it. But I've kind of felt like a victim to this relationship and to this connection. And I was just like, hell no. And I felt like a victim to my family, like, and not just from this lifetime, but from past lifetimes. Oh my gosh, I have so much family karma. Ooh. And I was just thinking about it, and how many times I felt a victim to just my family, like, and this has been carried through my bloodline, and I've just broken like generational, like, it's just freeing. It's so freeing because I saw myself just tied down in this web, this dark black web, and it's just strung around me. And like, I'm literally tied down. I'm trapped. My throat is trapped. Oh my gosh, my hands are tied. My feet are. I'm just trapped. I'm just trapped in this like this huge, like, I'm just seeing it as like a spider trapping me in this, and it's like it's string, and I'm just trapped. And then like doing all this emotional healing and this energetic work, I was just like busting out of this thing, like going crazy, like, and I'm just breaking shit left and right, trying to free myself from this, like, and I'm talking about this thing was wrapped and wrapped and wrapped, like I was in a cocoon in there. Hell no. And I just started cutting that shit, and it's just like I felt myself freeing myself from the patriarchy. When I'm running, I'm like, hell yeah, fuck you, patriarchy. And I'm just like, I love my body so much, you don't own me anymore, fuck you. Like like and I get so into it, and I'm like, yes, hell no. And like I took back my power, like, and because like to me, like my body, like I was saying, like I'm so thankful for my body. My body is my power, and my subconscious, woohoo! Like I was saying, I took back control of my mind. Our subconscious is beautiful and precious, and it should be taken care of so well. And that means you should be really careful about what you allow into your senses. What do you allow yourself to see? What do you allow yourself to hear? My ears are so precious. My ears are so precious. That's why I love being in nature. I love listening to beautiful music. And I just grew up in this household where I was like I saw so much violence. I saw so much conflict. I saw so much chaos. I heard so much loudness. I heard so much fighting. So many like racist and sexist and demeaning and just terrible things. I heard terrible things, and this affected my subconscious. It affected my self-image. It affected how I looked at the world, and I saw division. Everywhere it was is like I heard division. Like, and what I mean by that is just like judgment, constant judgment, constant judgment. I couldn't understand how as a child, I couldn't understand how I was born into this family, and it makes so much sense though. Like, for like the racism and like the sexism and the abuse, like that is a patriarchal like bloodline that I came to experience, with the contrast of love and forgiveness and understanding, and recognizing that the reason was because of the subconscious beliefs that we have been that our mind have been made to believe for generations about what it means to be a man, what it means to be a woman, what it means to have power, what it means to love, what it means to it's just like these very distorted beliefs that have kept like our country as a whole divided. But what it really does is on the cellular level, it keeps us divided within, keeps us separated from our soul, because our soul doesn't know division. Our soul doesn't know separation. That is an illusion created by the mind, created by our beliefs. And so when you're subconscious, and when you start to shift your beliefs and you begin to change your beliefs, and I don't want to say change because it's not about changing your beliefs, it's about evolving your beliefs. It's about questioning your beliefs. And then if you don't agree with a belief, being like, and replacing it with a new one, and telling your subconscious a new story, telling your subconscious a story that aligns, and then creating your environment externally. If something doesn't align with your beliefs anymore, you got to let it go. You know, if the way people talk to you, that means letting people go that don't talk to you with the way that aligns with the way you believe you should be talked to. Treating you, you know, like, it goes for everything, like, and beginning to, like, habits that you do, or the way you speak, or because our voice matters so much. That's another thing I'm grateful for. The fifth thing maybe I'm grateful for is my voice. Voice is creation. And so one thing that happens to me when I get very emotional is I want to react very strongly with my words. And maybe, we say things that we don't mean, and this is why there's so much bullying in schools, and like kids they're being hurt emotionally, and then they react as a way to protect themselves, as a defense mechanism, instead of being taught to be vulnerable and seeing that the feeling that person just projected onto you, that hurtness that maybe they were calling you a loser, maybe they were making fun of you in some way, and recognizing that that's a projection of the way they feel about themselves, and it has nothing to do with you, and like being able to like I said, not react through your emotions, but then react with compassion for this person, and maybe give them a hug, or maybe even just walk away, or saying I'm sorry you feel that way, or like not even saying I'm sorry you feel that way, because you shouldn't apologize, but it's just teaching people, especially young children, how to meet bullies with love, because what happened to me is like I was very kind, but I also did get bullied, and so instead of me being kind back and like choosing to stay true to my heart and being compassionate and being kind, I chose to become a bully too, and I started being mean to other people, and this was so against my nature, and I just felt so like, I always felt so much guilt and so much shame, and just because I wasn't aligning with who I truly was, by like fighting fire with fire, and that's just not how I believe anything is solved or resolved. You shouldn't use violence, and you can use violence with your words too, and I don't think people understand. It's like verbal abuse is a real thing, and it affects your subconscious. I was like verbally abused, and so without even recognizing, like it was just normal, like for my parents to talk to me that way, or but they didn't recognize they were doing it. So that's why you don't blame them. I don't blame my parents. That's just why I came here to teach people about the subconscious and how precious our subconscious is. And when we're exposed to that kind of environment, it will affect the way that we grow up, and it will affect the way that we perceive the world. And if we constantly believe that we'll be put down, if we constantly believe that we'll be rejected, or we constantly believe that love is fighting, or love is arguing, or that there's never enough money, like those will be the things that we create in our adult lives, because they're the blueprint. Like we come here as a soul with a blueprint, like a soul blueprint, and that blueprint gets overtaken by if our environment isn't a match to our soul blueprint, because we were born from a place of inauthenticity, like our parents are married and having children from a place not from love, but from dependency, from need, from societal beliefs, from like conditioning. Like there's so many people that are married and having children out of this energy instead of the energy of love. So these children are coming with soul blueprints, but then their beliefs, their environments are creating a different energetic blueprint, and so their soul's blueprint gets smushed, it gets smothered, it gets dwindled from this this contrast, which is actually for the soul to awaken and to recognize these beliefs about itself. But it's like the contrast of the beliefs of like the opposite of peace, like the opposite of love, as a way to allow your soul to awaken and to grow spiritually from these situations, and to master yourself, and to master your emotions, and to master your beliefs, and to master your thoughts through the contrast of the blueprint that's opposite of your soul. And I know that makes no sense, but it's like it's an unraveling. It's like, but that's how we undo, like I was saying, like unraveling the strings, the generational like wounding, and freeing yourself from that energetically with your thoughts and with your mind through the subconscious, and then like completely shifting your reality, and instead of attracting dysfunctional relationships, chaotic relationships, abusive relationships, not enough money, loss of jobs, lack of health, lack of like poverty, like and shifting your entire reality to align with your thoughts first, and believing that you deserve to be in a place of peace, and then learning to rely on your own soul to bring you that comfort, to bring you peace, instead of searching for the outside, for maybe food, or for drugs, or for drama, or for relationships, or from like career, or from money. Instead of reaching outward, reaching inward, and learning how to live from the inside out. So anyway, this one's a little long today, but those are the things that I'm grateful for today. And I'm just thankful for my guides. I'm thankful for this earth. I'm thankful for my body. I'm thankful for you, and I'm sending you so much love. And I hope you can find 5 things that you're grateful for today.